So, hello everybody, how you doing? So, I'm here to do an energy update, and I have my signifiers that's laid out. I'm going to be talking about Mars in conjunction with Jupiter, Saturn square with Uranus, and Neptune sextile with Pluto. I will be talking about it from today's date, it is stationary, and then I will end it with a cap off with going to June the 25th of 2021, where a little bit of change will be happening at. Okay? So, to get started with this, I'm going to start with Neptune is sextiling Pluto. Alright? Now, Neptune has the Piscean energy, and Pluto has the Capricorn energy. This is very interesting because Aquarius is also on the board. Aquarius is also on the board at this present time. Okay? Because I'm talking about from an elemental process perspective. And not only that, we have Leo that is up involved in this also. Hold on. Okay. I had to do something real quick. So, shit. Excuse my French. Hold on. Alright. So, like I was saying, I'm going to start with Neptune sextiling Pluto. Like I said, Neptune is working with the zodiac sign Pisces, while Pluto is working with the zodiac sign Capricorn. At least for it to be a message for me to interpret. For people who's in astrology, these signifiers is there to be able to relate a message. And that's how I feel about it, okay? So, me on this prediction right here, what I've, is actually performing, right? As, this is all about, how do I say it? This okay. So let me go ahead. Also incorporate, so while I'm talking, I need to also include the fact that Saturn squaring Uranus with the sextile happening with Pluto, right? And with these four planets and their energy between this square and sextiling, it's almost like there's a council meeting that's going on, right? And it's almost like Mars and Jupiter is playing the role of a shadow. Now, yeah, it's playing a role of a shadow. They are the observers, they are the watchers, and they are the recorders. They are. Now, considering Jupiter is with Pisces, where Mars is with Leo, right? And when you get steam from them too. Now, like I already said, Aquarius is on the board, and Aquarius is with Saturn. And if I'm not mistaken, Saturn is in retrograde and Pluto is in retrograde at this point in time. Then when I talk about retrograde, I don't talk about it that the planets is moving backwards. I talk about it from the way I was taught in college, right? In those academic fields that impressed me, all right? And that's where I get my point of view from. So, if education don't mean nothing to nobody, it is what it is. But for me, it helps me out, okay? So it's just the fact that the pattern is moving very uniquely, meaning it don't necessarily mean that they gonna actually, they go in a big old loop that seems to be going backwards sometimes. Sometimes it like maybe form the letter C. Sometimes it could form the letter U. I think that's why alphabets help and why we invented cursive. It's also because of the way that we communicate and we put language in the upload, and the universe is still always involved in the teaching process, even though we have each other and outside sources from nature that impact this knowledge. So, yes. So like I was saying, Mars and Jupiter is these shadow people, meaning that they're giving Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and Uranus a sense of privacy, a sense of way to not be distracted, but yet will be well informed when they put their focus back onto what is going on the planet. It's not like they don't have their focus on what's going on. It's just that they're not observing it. And that's the vibration I'm getting. So for us down here, this could give off many vibrations, meaning that I'm going to say right now, lawsuits is not a good time for lawsuits. Personal lawsuits and stuff like that, it's going to be very flaky. It's going to be very flaky. The favor is going to be swaying each way. It's going to sway for the wrong. It's going to sway for the right. It's not going to be no real personal satisfaction in legalities like that. Now, and that probably even go for criminal or civil cases also with this apparent energy. Now, the thing is, this the kicker. That's only for the moment because, like I said, I'm gonna cap this off with January. I mean, not January. Woohoo! That came through. Hold on 1 minute. I need to take a hit. As if I just take a hit. So yeah. So that's like I said, but it off for June 25th, right? I've tried not to jump too far ahead of it, right? Of going, I think because I peeped at it and that energy just like certain parts of it really piqued some interest. Now, when it comes to it, certain parts of it really did pique an interest. It did. And I really honestly feel like I'm probably sort of kind of geeking when it comes to it. Geeking within the energy. So like I was saying, you know, a lot of lawsuits and stuff, criminal cases, a lot of things going to be swaying. It's very impressionable. If you already got sides or you involved with it, I don't know what to say. You got a chance to win just as much as you got a chance to lose. So if you feel all the tension and everything going on with it, it's definitely there. Now that's only if the case if the case get heard before June 25th. Now, the next thing about this energy is when it comes to relationships. I think really honestly a lot of relationships, depending on y'all foundation, some things is going to be questioned. And that foundation really depends on how long y'all been together as part of the foundation, the experiences that has been in there. You know, those are some main foundation. That's what I classify to be some foundational pieces with this energy here. And I'm saying that with Neptune and sextile and Pluto right now at this current time, because of this little bit of nonchalant energy here, it might make people actually be stronger or more demanding. more willingness to stop being by themselves. It just might be a point of things really slowing down a little bit in the dating world. It just might be a real shift that's happening. Because of this shadow that's here with Mars and Jupiter, right? It's going to give people also the opportunity to be able to see the light and see things different and be able to embrace themselves without this little bit of influence, especially because it's been a fight in power about finding self for so long that is about to sweep through within this 1 week. Finding self is really going to be very strong. And if you have problems with kind of rejecting yourself right now, you might get very sensitive. Now, how sensitive and how much of the rejection that you consciously aware about and how you want to react is a whole different thing. You just might want to pay attention to when June 25th get here to try to make sure you put in that effort to keep it personal without taking it to an external factor in a way that you wouldn't want to be treated in. That is really something to really deeply consider right now. Now, the thing with Saturn and Uranus that's going on, I think that really deals with the bigger shift in the economical field. Meaning, right now, what is strength of the veil that Jupiter and Mars have, the economical field is going to be swaying very up and down, very, very much up and down at this point in time, okay? The rules going to be probably sometimes a little bit changing rapidly. Now, I think that for real, that effect really going to see more after June 25th and not really before. I think the preparation or the inspiration and the opportunities that is definitely seen to be available right now is going to shine very hard all week. Now, how many doors or how many people make it through those doors and how they make it through those doors and what they brought in when they walked through those doors is the primary factor. It is not, I'm reading the energy. This is not for me to give you your personal tarot reading, okay? But I'm just trying to tell you, if you feel like these opportunities are here, or you feel like you already in an opportunity, you might come up with a new idea, or maybe you might hit a point of questioning the opportunity where you already at. These things is going to spread very much in the economical field. And it's going to be impacts from the external situations, meaning like your website builders, your branders, moderators, the platforms. All of these things is going to be external factors with it. It very much is. And I think it's just because of the fact that everything is digital, and it's just coming from the fact that Uranus and Saturn controls that very much right now. They control those platforms energetically, whether those platforms want it to be or not to be. Is part of the balance of good and bad when it comes to the universe. These platforms are, and we are incorporated and being that we blend it inside of it, and is used for multifacets as if it was reality before it existed, and we then blended that, incorporated that. So that is very much of an impact. So the fluctuation of this square that's going on is the fact of that it's just the way the economical part of it will get its surges of downloads on itself. I mean, is our Earth having its surges of downloads? I don't know who's phrased the right way, but hey, it's a way. It's a way. So, like I said, with it, Jupiter and Mars playing is great. I mean, they are some good catchers, back catchers. I mean, man, I think the sports arena would be very exciting right now. Anything into any athletic, type of arena right now at this point in time, I think people will really feel the flare of their gift, and they could really have this energy because it's so pure and innocent that's with it. So like if you're in your real natural state and you doing some things, you will vibe and you will feel it. That shine will help out, or even whether it's just posting videos and doing dances or whatever. If your passion is really there, or it would definitely highlight it. It would definitely have you there in your security. Now, don't get me wrong. If you know how to make yourself feel secure, but you struggling with insecurities, then yes, this energy can make you crash hard. So I would definitely say, if you know that you're dealing with insecurities, I would definitely say prepare yourself and take advantage of this energy as learning how to put yourself in balance with falling, with your insecurities and with your confidence. And, take that time to kind of balance it out. Use this energy as part of, use it as a negative and keep yourself as a positive, in a sense of like, wow, this energy is very strong. I can't let you take me all the way here. It's not that the fact that I don't believe in myself. I just know that I got some things I need to work on. And I ain't really trying to go back to that same point all the time while I'm trying to work on this. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you giving me that booster of ride. And hopefully I could keep you in some kind of magic jar. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm going to have to only take a little bit of this cup. I only need a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. So, that's what I mean about using yourself as a positive and having that energy as a negative. So, when that manifestation that's going to be coming soon, or how this energy going to shift very shortly, that might help out. You know what I'm saying? Or it might not help out when you're ready, or maybe it might be, but it might be on time. Maybe it just didn't want you to know that you caught it up in a jar. Because maybe it wasn't about you holding it hostage. Maybe it was about itself giving itself to you at the right time. The same way sometimes we want to be treated in the world. We want people to allow us to grow and develop at the same time. So sometimes you got to look at that energy like that too. Now I'm going to wrap up all the advice that I could give during this period of time. So like I had said, I speeded everything up, okay, and I went to June 25th of 2021. So what I find that's significant about this energy that I already went over is Mars is going to shift and go into opposition with Saturn And Mars is also going to square Uranus. Also during this transition period of time, Jupiter is going to be going retrograde, and Neptune is going station. So this is all that I was trying to say about legal advice legal situations that don't get taken care of, even if it falls not in your favor. There's a different type of overlap that will happen, because once this energy happen right here, it's going to shift majorly. Okay, and meaning that first, Mars is becoming the transcriber. Okay, when they're going into opposition of Saturn and square with Uranus, it's almost like, okay, we got the fable story that Uranus is the grandfather, and Saturn is the grandchild, or Uranus is the father, and Saturn is the son. So if you didn't heard this fable, this is a moment where the fable can come to be true. So like I have done before in this past reading, I told people mythology is about to be very true, right? Our mythology was going to stand out. Now this is a time of great myth busting and taking the results as is at the moment. It's meaning, even if you had to sway, for real, I think it's really a certain angle, a certain point that this myth is really actually true. But if you come from a different point and a different angle, this myth is almost false. Almost about what is the true name of God, what is the utmost religion, which one is number one, what is God a male or a female, those kind of things. Okay? Because Mars is taking it to the wisdom first in the square. He going to Uranus, squaring up. So first of all, Saturn, being that Saturn is having this opposition, okay, with Mars, and being that, I'm not sure, but if Saturn and Uranus is still square, I didn't look at that part. Okay, so you have to check. If they still square, or if there's any type of connection that's going on from some kind of distance with a trine or anything that's dealing with their connection in the same point, or whether it's the moon or Chiron or whatever it might be, right? This is where Uranus is translating what Saturn needs to know. Being that at this point in time, Neptune is going to a station point while Pluto is in retrograde, that means that there, how can I say it? There's a point of karma that's about to come through. And that could range from the increase of people wanting to contact the dead. That could mean that the increase of paranoia activity. That could mean the increase of anxiety, PTSD. That it could go from any kind of increase. It could mean that if something that you felt was dead and gone could just resurface back up. And it's not about it just being retrograde. It's just about what is in the process. For example, like I was talking about with the legal issues. This is why I'm saying the legal issues is very important. Because justice could form up another way. Even when it comes to relationships. If you have been doing something in the dark and you don't have the courage to stand your ground, I advise you, whatever you have done, I'm thinking about doing, and you haven't done it, you just need to chill until after the 25th. Just after the 25th, and allow that door to open to allow you to get your satisfaction. Because I'm saying if I'm going to cheat, I don't want stress. They say women plot and strategize. Okay, it's not like men don't. But if we got to get some type of form of logic that's going on here. And it also depends on what people call cheating, because for real, so many relationships that's framed with benefits that I don't think nobody even cheating those. But unfortunately, people have a mental attachment to believe somebody cheating when you friends. So I guess you can't win for lose on whether you're in a relationship or not, because, you know, I don't know. I'm just saying that a lot of those type of relationships right there is going to be shifty. They're going to have a lot of excitement up in there. Okay, so the way that you play your game, you need to watch out for it, because it's going to be a great wave that comes through that make you want to ride this wave, but make sure you keep your tracks covered. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're giving your blessings, your tithings to whatever deity you worship. Be on your shit. You want some mercy in it, you need to be on your shit, because when this station happens, Jupiter goes in retrograde, right? Jupiter is a big boy. Jupiter, yeah, is one of those biggest ones. You know what I'm saying? And Jupiter could take as many situations as possible and give all that information in, which you got to figure that Mars is in conjunction with Jupiter. So, you know, this is the missing element, this is the missing piece. So it's not, I mean, right and wrong and bad and good and evil and all that. Oh yeah, all that's going to be still participating. I'm not one to believe that it will ever go anywhere, because we created similar but different at the same time. And the similar part is, if we got mental health and we don't like parts of ourselves, well, hey, we got it from somewhere. So I'm just saying, the source is the source. So even in itself, I mean, it's always going to exist. So, you know, that's just my personal opinion. I'm just trying to give people really, you know what I'm saying, their heads up on between now and and the 25th. So that's my goal. You know, I want to read this energy, give people a heads up, so you know how to do what you got to do. This to service everybody from the shiesties to the non-shiesty. Survival is to the fittest. So, you know, this energy is very interesting. This 1 week right here that we're going to embark on before the 25th come is very interesting. It's very fun. You could do a lot. You get a lot done. But at the same time, when the 25th comes around, there's going to be a slight judgment. Somewhere down the line, everybody going to feel the shift in one way or another. Whether it's a shift in your relationship, your job, your kids, your homies, the way you drink, the way you eat, whatever it might be, this shift will be felt by June the 25th. And that's just what's up. I mean, we feel shifts all the time. We just don't call them shifts. We feel changes in our life. We don't always look at it the way that I'm sitting here explaining it. So there's not really no proof in the pudding. It's just like I said in that situation with, you know, Saturn and Uranus, like it's a myth buster. But I hope, you know, y'all enjoyed the reading for what it is, and good luck to you.